What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Miss Terrell. Thank you for stopping by Esteemed Queen Mentality, the car edition. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, hit that notification bell. If you like it, make sure you give me a thumbs up. So, I had to take my pet child to get his checkup and to get his shots and shit like that. So, my pet allergies are bothering me, but we gonna press right on through. So, quarantine, you can't be in there with them, you know what I'm saying? So, you gotta let them do what they need to do, and then they'll call me to come pick them up out of the parking lot. So, it gives me perfect time to do a video. Now, I know in certain areas, like where I'm at in North Carolina, we're going back to 50% availability or occupancy for restaurants, right? So a lot of us are going back to work. Mind you, in my other videos, I've already said this. You know, this is a time frame. This quarantine was the time frame for everyone to really put their ducks in a row as far as what they want to be, what they want to do. And there's no better time. I mean, companies are reopening, but there's a possibility they may not come back depending on, you know, what their product or service is. But needless to say, you had time to invent your own and to get out here, because now the market is wide open for new and improved. Since we're talking about new and improved, we need to talk about self-worth. We need to talk about self-worth. Now, for me, I'm going to say it like this. When I was working out there in that 9-to-5 world, I was not getting what the government was paying, being that $15 an hour. I was not. And so being quarantined really allowed me to pay attention more or less to what I already have on my plate that I can expand rather than me go and clock back in. So people are going back to work, and so happens my boss at that time had called me back and said, hey, you know, we want to know if you're coming back. And true story, true story. And I'm gonna say all of this to follow up with it. Stay with me, okay? So, mind you, like I said, when I was out in the real world, 9-to-5ing it, thugging it, you know what I'm saying? I would bust my ass. Like, I was in school, and you know, people will flake on my former boss, my former supervisor all the time. And no one else would be available if they were to be night shift folks, because they had daytime jobs. Okay. So me being the only one that worked night, and during the day I went to school, I had a flexibility there to be available either when I felt like it, if I wanted the extra money, or if so happens I had nothing to do. That was my choice. So, with all this going on, I had talked to my dad about it a couple of times, and my dad sees my brand. He sees what I'm doing. And he was just like, yo, like, you need to do this. Like, this Esteemed Queen thing, you know, my food manufacturing company and everything like that. He's just like, yo, you just do it. Do it. You out of school, you qualify, you hella qualified. And then he had me thinking right there. So, going back to when, excuse me, my former boss had contacted me back to come back to work. So, when she contacted me to come back to work, the first thing she asked me was, hey, did you graduate? And of course, me being me, yeah, I graduated. I'm so excited and everything like that. And so she was like, well, look, you know, we want you to come back. So in the back of my head, but on the tip of my tongue, I told her I would not mind coming back should I have an increase that is better than what I left. You feel me? Don't call me back for no small ass increase when the government was just sitting here giving us a whole $15 an hour for a 40-hour week. You feel me? Like, I don't want to hear nothing. And then on top of that, I've graduated, and so I know how much I should be making per hour now. So I'm not going from having a bunch of money and, building my business to going back to the poorhouse. That doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you got going on. Understand what I'm coming from. Okay? So she was like, well, look, this is what we gonna do. We gonna give you that 15 plus a $2 increase, giving you $17 an hour. My eval exiting college says I was supposed to be at the minimum making 19 an hour. I'm like giving you all the facts, so that way when I'm telling this to you, you understand where I'm coming from. It's easier for me to explain a story being transparent than it will be for me just telling you a bunch of BS, okay? And trying to like go along with the story. That's not what we do here. So that means she's going to be giving me $17 an hour. I was just going to ask her for 15. You feel me? But she said 17 an hour. So she got me listening. And so how she explained it to me was the 15 that she will be giving me will be what she will match to get my ass off my couch and out of my home office. That additional $2 is to get you back through the door and feel comfortable with being back at work. Now, she at first said, well, minimum of 24 hours, but they, so I'm like, well, hold on. Are you going to match me every single week? Because that's what I'm getting every single week. She starts to stutter, backpedal, and pussy pop on her words. So then it's a thing of, well, she has to go check. Now, this is the thing. She started off saying, well, look, we'll match until the order says that we don't have to. Meaning that if you're getting an additional certain amount from the government or whatever, my boss was going to match me until she didn't have to match me no more. So then that means I will be going from $17 down to $12. You feel me? So that's the first thing. Then the second thing was, she's like, well, there's 2 bonuses. And the 2 bonuses are pretty much at times to supplement what it is that you're losing, being August 1st and also in December. So that's that. But this is the thing. She said, yo, I'll go from making 17, and then once the order lifts up, I'll be back down to 12. But then August 1st, she's going to take half of the $2 incentive that she gave me. She's going to take that back. So, and for the people in the cheap seats, that means I would have went from, as a college graduate, just starting out here or whatever, I would have gone from making $17 an hour. And when she was said and done with everything, I could be making $17 an hour from the date that I've recorded this until July 31st. And then it's like, when August 1st hits, you're going to go from $17 to $11. And the possibility of you even like getting that bonus or bonuses, I'm thinking on the lines of, you got to put up with her shit, because when you come back into the workforce at the same job, they, especially in the food industry, they want you to clean. And I have nothing against that. But if I wanted to go to, if I wanted to be a janitor, I went to school for fine arts. So I paid my dues all my years through college, sweeping floors, mopping floors, etc., etc. I'm just no, like, If I'm gonna come in here and do A, B, C, D, F, G, that's it. Fuck cleaning. I'm not doing it. Hire somebody else to do that shit. Get you a bar back. Get you a busboy. Get you someone else to do it. I'm not doing it. Not for no $11. And mind you, the $11 that I would receive starting August 1st, when I left in March, I was only making 10. So through all that bullshit, you mean to tell me you're going to give me 17 and then take 6 out of my fucking mouth, me and my pet child's mouth? Look, in the words of my father, my dad said, I just, I really needed to laugh about that, because there's so many things I could say behind this. It's ridiculous. You know, people will pay you what it is they need to pay you for you to be someone that clocks in for them and they can sit down. But there's a difference between, you know, employers are willing to make those strides because they see you as an asset, and then there's ways that employers view their employees to just make them feel like they're space fillers. And I'm not no fucking space filler. So I had talked to my dad. I was like, look, I'm expanding, I'm branching out, I'm doing all this, and I'm making money, and I'm good. I have yet to have to tap any of my unemployment. And I've been out of work for 2 months. I have yet to tap my unemployment. It's just stacking. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm going to do? When it's time to pay my taxes, I'm going to give all that shit back. That $1,200 check, give all that shit back, because literally business has been booming for me since all of this stuff has happened. And my dad said, look, if you don't understand this shit right here, you are going to fuck around and literally, like, you seriously need to take your ass back to school, because you just did not learn a fucking thing. Hold on real quick, y'all. Hey,
Dennis. The number we have on file for you is saying it's a non-working number, so I think we have the wrong number.
Is it the 757 number?
It is.
Uh-huh.
So we're done with his exam. He weighed 6.3 pounds today.
Okay.
Everything looked good on him except for his ears. He's got some ear mites.
Uh-huh.
And an ear infection.
Uh-huh.
So Dr. Pora recommends to clean his ears out and get all that gunk out of there.
Uh-huh.
And then the Revolution that we're putting on him for like fleas and ticks and things kills ear mites, but it's not going to take care of the infection. So we may end up having to send him home with some ear drops to clear up the infection as well.
Okay, and how long would that take for it to clear up?
About 10, 15, or for it to clear up, 5 to 7 days.
Okay, he has to come back for a checkup?
Yeah, we'll need to see him in about 3 weeks anyway to booster his vaccines, because we don't know if he's had anything prior to today, I guess. So we'll do the 2 today, and he'll come back in about 3 weeks, and we can just recheck him then.
Okay, that'll work.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get his ears cleaned out, and that'll take about 10-15 minutes max.
Okay.
For us to get all that gunk cleared out, and then we'll put some medicine in, and we'll send the medicine home for you to do the rest of it at home.
Okay, cool. I'll pull up in about 5 minutes.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Gotta take care of my pet child. Oh, he has an ear infection. Oh. Okay, but like I was getting back to saying, okay, taking me from 17 to 12 to 11, only being $1 jump from where I was, and my availability being wide open. Clearly, I was not thought of an asset. I was a space filler. And at the end of the day, once we get past this 50% thing, I'm pretty sure, if not, someone's going to take my place. And that's absolutely fine. And in the words of my dad, like, look, if you didn't learn anything from that conversation with that lady, you need to take your ass back to college, because you didn't learn a fucking thing. Only you are going to be able to assess your own value. You know what I'm saying? If you know you went to school and you worked your ass off, you know damn well you worth more than $11. I don't care how many congratulations your boss, supervisor, VP, SVP give you. That's words. Actions, you realize that I graduated? You know that I'm an asset and I just don't sit on my ass? Pay me what I'm worth. Until then, what it is that I'm looking forward to make, I've been busting my ass to make it on my own. I've done a damn good job doing it. So as far as I'm concerned, the busting dishes and flipping steaks and doing all that shit for you is over. You gotta know when enough is enough, and for you to know when it's time for you to really stand up for yourself. There's nothing wrong with you being this person that's like, look, I can work 2 jobs and hold down my household. Great. That's great. That's great. How does that feed your self-worth? If you know you can do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to transition into entrepreneurship, the best advice I can give you is to get your shit in bulk. Get it early before you really need it. So when you do fall in need of it, it's one less stressful thing that you gotta worry about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, washing for your, you know, for your kids and your husband and stuff is like 10 fucking loads. And then you sitting here all day at the laundromat. Get you a damn washing machine and dry and put it in your house so you can work on your business plan all at the same time. Get them kids $5 for an allowance and tell them to fold the fucking clothes. You see what I'm saying? You got to know your worth. If you're trying to do bigger and better things, you can't keep sitting over here worrying about rice. That doesn't make sense. And at the end of the day, if someone's going to pretty much make you feel as if like you leaving, you know, that season and that chapter because you don't see it to benefit you anymore, don't let them make you feel as if like you're making a wrong decision, a wrong choice. The only wrong choice and decision they feel like is being made is the fact that they don't have the same balls and they don't have the same liberty to go out here and be able to try to see and do and make it for themselves. Sometimes 9-to-5 folks are 9-to-5 folks. Like, we have folks that will, you know, they find their profession within clocking in, and they feel like they're not at work because it's their passion. And the more you feed your passion, the higher your value is going to go. This 2 months that we were, you know, having to sit our asses still, not talk to nobody, not touch nobody, every single day I was grinding. I was grinding harder than I was grinding when I was working. And so when you put in the work, you don't have to go berserk over somebody else telling you what you worth. You can tell them to save that for some high schooler that's about to, you know, don't allow yourself to be succumb to what someone else says that you're worth. You are the person that assesses your worth. You're the one that appraises your worth. You're the only one that builds your worth. And once you start to build your worth, you will understand that not everything out here that comes your way is an opportunity that will fit you. And that goes for relationships, that goes for jobs, etc. So be sure on knowing who you are and how much you're worth, because it's nothing more horrifying than to see a person with so much potential, and while they're standing in the reality of what's around us. I get it. But don't become a product of your environment. You can do better. You know, you can rise above it. And you don't need to take shit from anybody to be able to know that you can make it happen. So I got to go pick up my baby. And so I will definitely appreciate if y'all like, share, and subscribe. Head over to esteemedmentality.com. Make sure that you leave us a comment or two. We got a couple of different things coming up. And me and Nyla will see y'all soon. Bye.
The depths of the media sees no evil. Buildings crashing 9/11, no sake for the people. Children take to everything. Others willing to feel anything just to say they were there. Boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, domestic violence. Do you care? When the curtains close, your head hangs low. You're wishing someone was there. Just turn to me for relief. I know how you feel. I am you. You are me. We share symptoms of the black sheep. Aren't you aware?
This image, I remember howling winds, nights trying to hustle to 10 degrees, ash on my knuckles. Coke in my long john, sipping on the brisk. A tall glass of nigga, please, can get a sip of this. Coke in my long john, slave to the sin. Call me young coke there if the cops try to frisk. I may get a grip, I may get a grip. I may slapping 20s, lots of tails and some shrimp. I used to bump Wayne all day as a pimp, now I'm past Wayne Drake and going in.